Chandler, talking about the transition from high school to college, how have you found that? Has that been difficult or kind of what you expected?
Transition has been what I expected. I mean, coming into college, I knew that you had to learn some time management, things like that, and it's exactly what I thought it would be. And I still had to learn a couple things on the way. Just knowing how to move your time around and knowing how to do things that you want to do and do things that you have to do. And like I said, unfortunately, you have to do the things that you have to do over the things that you want to do. So
I know you must enjoy playing basketball, but in some respects, is it a job with certain time requirements and expectations like that?
It's totally a job. I told some of my high school friends that are still in high school that college sports is no joke. It is seriously a job. Like, you have to be on it 24/7. There's not a time that goes by where, I'm not thinking about basketball # my job, Yeah. So it's definitely a job. It takes a lot of your time. But at the same time, in 4 years, looking back, knowing that I love basketball, looking back on it, I know that it'll all be worth it. So.
You also picked a kind of a difficult major, chemistry. What are you going to do with that?
In chemistry, I plan to go pre-dental and go to dental school. It's just something that I've always wanted to do. People like taking care of their teeth, so I just always found dentistry interesting, going to dental school.
Well, but not many people want to reach inside of people's mouths their entire lives. What attracts you to that?
Really, it's just my dad's a doctor, and he said a long time ago, he told me if he had to do it all over again, he'd be a dentist. And so that's just one of the things that interested me, and I think it'd definitely be less stressful as a doctor, but you're still getting into that personal feeling, I guess, with your patients and stuff like that. So.
Chandler Lyon is our guest here at Halftime, and since you brought up your dad and your family, you told me a little bit ago that your family has only missed, one game so far this year? This trip they may have a tough time seeing, but they've made all the trips but one. Tell us about your family a little bit.
I have a mom and dad and a brother and a sister. My brother he's in 6th grade. I think he's 12, and he is. I told Mr. Rick earlier, he's a baller. So he loves playing basketball. He's in the whole AAU thing. He's traveling all over the place, and so I'm really proud of my brother, and he's got the skills, and I'm just really proud of him. My sister, she used to be a gymnastics all-star, but she kind of switched gears a little bit and went into cheerleading now, and so she's having a great time in cheerleading and in school and everything. So my parents, they come to all the games. My family does, and so they love watching me play, and so I'm really thankful that I have parents like that.
Your brother, are you kind of a mentor / coach for him?
Oh yeah, I think him and I are really close. I try to teach him, or I don't try to teach him. I try to mentor him, I guess, through actions, on what to do and how to act during a game, because really the ball stops bouncing for everyone at the end of the day, and basketball, you can learn a lot of things from basketball and apply that into other parts of your life.
Chandler, how about your dad and mom? You talked about your dad was a doctor.
Yeah, my dad's a doctor. He works at Cox South. He's really into basketball. Every chance that he gets, he comes and watches me or my brother. And my mom is my mom is very into the games too. You'll probably hear her just screaming in the stands. Oh, and that's what I heard in high school pretty much all the time, was my mom. But she's very vocal and is very into the game, and so like I said, I'm really thankful to have parents like that.
You mentioned a moment ago that when the ball stops bouncing, you've got to have something to do with your life. You've got school right now, but there's got to be basketball, school, and what else? What else do you like to do?
I like to hang out with my friends a lot. There's just a lot of things that that you can't do later in life, that you can in college, like hang out with your friends and have fun. Those are some of the things that, don't get me wrong, you got to do your schoolwork first and everything. Once you get that stuff done, then you can go hang out with your friends and have fun and do things that you wouldn't be able to do later in life, like if you were married or something like that. So.
Well, you sound like you must be a very serious student as well as a serious basketball player, but where did you learn that? Have you always been able to kind of buckle down and study when you needed to?
My parents had a big deal to do with that. They always were on top of me about getting my schoolwork done, and I just learned to pick up the slack and not slack off, and get everything done whenever you need to get done and meet your deadlines for sure and stay on top of things. That's one of the things that my parents just instilled in me from the beginning was to work hard, and if you work hard, then you'll earn what you reap. You reap what you sow, right?
Right, exactly. Chandler Lyon is a freshman from Ozark, Missouri, and you ready to talk a little bit more basketball here? Yeah. All right, let's talk about Larry Hawley's offensive systems. They've been known to be complex. Tough learning curve there?
Yeah, in high school we didn't run that complex of a system, but in college there's definitely room for that complex of a system. I like how complex it is. It really, if it's ran right, it really just catches the other team off guard, and they don't know what to do because there's so many options. That's what just makes it so great.
How about defensively? More complex at this level?
Yeah, that I have never played a defense like Coach Williams and Coach Hawley's defense, but if you run, like I said, if you run it right and you do the things that you're supposed to do every possession, then more times than not you'll get a stop.
In closing, let's pick a moment this year in basketball that has been significant to you. What's the moment to this point that really sticks out on the basketball court for you?
One of the parts that really sticks out to me is about probably midway through, about right when we came back from Christmas break, it was the time that the bench just started getting really hype, and we started picking up, like you hear us on the side going defense, and then we were doing some of the mouth things that they do, every time they make a three or something like that. So that's been really a turning point, and that's something that I'll never forget, because basketball tends to make a lot of opportunities for things like that. That's just something that I'll never forget. Hanging out, chanting for my team and stuff like that. So,
Chandler, thank you so much for spending the time.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Rick.
And we'll be back after this.